everybody. It's Thursday. I told you I would be back tonight. I just had to make sure everything was confirmed. Hi, Phil. You were the first in the room tonight. That was very quick. I don't know that you must have been sitting there waiting to click. Thank you for joining us again. It's been another busy week here at Country Kickback. Lots of things going on. How's everybody else's week? Is anybody venturing out at all? Because they've sort of had the lockdowns lifted a bit. Tell me what you've been up to. Hi, Kaz. How you going? I hope you're well. Tonight we've got Brendon joining us. He's going to have a little bit of a chat to us about his new album. And I think, probably about all his songs, other songs that he's released and other music that he's released. And hi, I don't know who is writing. Hi, Miss Danny. It just says Country Kickback. I don't know which one of you it is. So hi, everybody. And we might welcome Brendon into the room. I don't know who's talking tonight. We've got people writing and it's coming up as Country Kickback, so I don't know who it is. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
We've got lots to talk about because we haven't had you on the show before. So, and you've probably got time. You're stuck in lockdown still.
Yeah, well, lockdown's, it's kind of gone in a lot of ways. We can travel 25 Ks now, but and we can go to a restaurant, we can go to a cafe, we can go shopping, and that's something. It's a new experience, Victorians, because we haven't been able to do it for like 4 months. So
how crazy, how long is it? It's for us, we had a few weeks of it, and everybody's been watching you guys and feeling for you guys, but when you're not in it 4 months, it's incredible that you guys have all done so well.
We've all gone mad.
Yeah. If you weren't mad already, you're there now.
Yeah, very true.
Did you use the time? What have you been doing to entertain yourself during lockdown?
Oh, a lot of sleeping.
Sleeping?
No, I'm joking. No, look, I've had the album launch, which has taken a lot of time. I've been doing a lot of Facebook Live gigs. I've been writing. When you can't go out, it forces you into the studio, and that's not a bad thing because you get to explore. I've been exploring new tunings on guitars and all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and I've probably written about 2 albums since lockdown. So not a bad thing.
I don't know, but when everybody is fully out and allowed to go more than 25 Ks, I think the recording studios are going to be booked for months because there's been so many songs written.
Oh, absolutely. I was talking to my recording studio is literally 4 kilometres from where I live.
Oh, wow.
Really frustrating because I haven't been able to go there. And next Thursday is the first day I'll be back in the studio for 4 months. So wow. I'm hanging out.
Excited. It's going to be like a new experience.
It is going to be like a new experience. I do a lot of my recording here in my own studio. You can see the back wall there. That's my sound wall and my mandolin. My mandolin there. So I do a fair bit of my recording here, but we put it all together in the studio in Upway at Soggy Dog Recording. So next Thursday, I am excited to be back there, and I'm starting to work. Well, we've already started working on my follow-up album to No Rush Today. So yeah, number 6.
That is very exciting because this album, it's a great album. So as it's more music. It's excellent. Now, before you go and record the next album, let's have a chat about this one.
Sure.
No Rush Today. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the No Rush Today title. I know that was a song that you've previously had. So tell us a little bit about how that works.
Well, I do this crazy thing, and I've done it ever since I started recording. I've used a song title from an album and generally a previous album for the next album. So to give you an example, the first album I released was called Falling to Earth. And I wrote a song right near the end of that project called Falling to Earth, but we'd already mixed and mastered and we were ready to release the album. So Falling to Earth ended up on the second album. And that's been a pattern that's happened right for me. I flipped it on its ear this time because No Rush Today, normally it was an album was titled after a song that was on the next album. With No Rush Today, it's a song from a previous album. And it wasn't so much named after that. Well, it wasn't named after that song at all. It just seemed like a really good title for an album because I gave up full-time work earlier this year to focus on music. And the feeling I have now is I am not panicked or rushed to get music out because I've got more time to explore and to write and to record. So that's kind of where the title came from.
I love it. I think that's a great idea. I was saying to Beck, that's pretty cool. So yeah. Do people notice it? Do people actually have people notice that without you doing interviews? Have people commented on the fact that you do that?
It confuses the hell out of people. My first album I released, and I had a PR company looking after the release, and the lady said to me, "You've already released this." I said, "No, this is a new song. The last album was called Falling to Earth. This is a new song that wasn't on the last album." And my theory is, if Led Zeppelin can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
So, because they did an album called Houses of the Holy, and they put the song Houses of the Holy on the next album. And I think Lee Campbell's done it as well. So, there's some pretty big names that have done it.
There's a few that have done it. Exactly. Hi, Troy. Thank you for joining. Kaz also popped up earlier and she said, cool album, and hi to you. Now, you've released 3 songs already off this album. What made you choose to release the whole album now? What was the reasoning behind doing it this way?
Because I've got lots more albums to release, and I figured I had to do it sooner or later. Look, it's one of those things that it's really hard to know how to release. I've got the sun coming in. I don't know whether that's...
No,
is that okay?
Yeah, we can see you as long as you can see.
Yeah, it's all good. I've got so much music to record that I kind of rush albums out. When I started my first album, before I'd released it, I'd already recorded tracked most of the songs for my second album. Same thing happened when I was about to release my second album. I tracked the third album, and that's pretty much been going on since I started. So most artists tend these days to release an album every couple of years, every 3 years or whatever, but I've got a backlog of songs that I'm just trying to release as fast as I can. And I keep writing. I wrote a new song today. I wrote a new song yesterday. I wrote 4 new songs last week. So, that's what lockdown's done. So it's a bit that, I've got to keep up with the writing and recording. But other than that, I'm not really sure, and I don't speak to many artists about this, I'm not really sure the best way to go about releasing, whether you release... If you have singles, or if you have an album that has single-worthy songs on it, whether you just keep releasing until you've run out of single-worthy songs and then you release the album, or whether you release a couple of singles, the album, and then follow up with more singles. I'm not sure what the pattern is. I'm not sure whether there is a pattern.
I was about to say, I think it depends on how you feel too, because one album you might want to do that, the next you might want to go, no, I want to release singles well before I, get through it. I think it probably depends on you and how you're feeling, really.
It seems right. It's a little bit different. I did the same thing with the last album. I released 3 singles. Well, 2 singles, then I released the album with the 3rd single. So that's kind of the pattern. But I think it'll change because I've got more songs that I think are single worthy on the album, so I'll probably release singles post-album launch. And then by the time we get to about mid-next year, I'll be starting to release from the upcoming 6th album. And I might slow down the release of the 6th album and release everything I think is single worthy, and then the album. I'll try something different.
Something different. I have to apologise. That noise is my cat. He's just made his way in there and he's meowing. Troy has asked, is there somewhere special that you like to write?
Look, at the moment, I'm writing mostly in my studio. You can see my studio behind me. This is a 10 by 4 metre room. I've got my recording stuff set up down the other end. I record my vocals up near this wall of timber because it deadens the sound. So I find I write mostly here, but I do also spend a little bit of time in Bateman's Bay. We've been going over there for years, and if I go over there by myself, if my wife doesn't come over and I go there by myself, I find I just churn out songs because the environment is so conducive to writing. It's near the beach, the weather is normally good. So they're probably the 2 places I write.
Yes. Have you been writing since you were very young? How long
I
have you
probably,
been?
yes, I have, but I didn't do a lot of original music up until 2013. Most of my life has been playing covers.
Yes.
And I also had about a 10-year gap where I really didn't touch music at all. So 2013 heralded the start of my majority of original writing. And it all started with a song about a cow, believe it or not, who used to be in the paddock behind our house. And he used to come up to the backyard, and I used to feed him the long grass and gave him a name. I called him Morris because he looked like Morris. Used to feed him the long grass, and I used to scratch him behind the ear. So I wrote a song about him, and I thought, well, I haven't really focused on writing for a long time. So I made a conscious decision to record all of the ideas that came to me, no matter where I was. And that sort of, unleashed Pandora's box, or took the lid off Pandora's box, because I found that lots and lots of song ideas were coming to me. So, within 2 or 3 months, I had an album of songs, which was my first album. We recorded that, and they really haven't slowed down yet. I've finished about 100 songs since 2013, and I've got about 1,000 other song ideas locked away. So,
Where do you get these ideas?
Don't
You don't know. That's incredible. 1,000 song ideas in one go, and you get other people that sit there and they're lucky to get one out. That's an incredible thing to hear.
I stopped writing for so long. There was a pent-up demand within me somewhere to get all these songs out. And when I decided finally to record everything that came to me, and I dream songs. I know that sounds weird.
Wow.
I dream songs, and they're still in my head when I wake up. So I go and record them, even if it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm walking down the street, and a song idea will come to me, and it's really embarrassing trying to sing in your phone as you're walking down the street and be nonchalant about it, So, but I've committed to capturing everything, and I think since that time where I did commit to it, I've probably only let 10 or 12 song ideas go past, and I've captured everything else. So,
wow.
As I say, there's 1,000 song ideas. There might be 3 songs that come out of those 1,000 ideas, because I keep coming up with new ideas. So I don't want to change anything, because I'm really, really happy that I'm still, I guess, writing a lot of songs, and not starved for ideas at this point. Because I know a lot of musicians go through dry spells where they find it difficult to write a song.
Yes, I get. So, do most of your songs come from personal experiences and things that you've done, or just thoughts?
Look, there's probably I'll talk broadly here. I think there's a bit of the songwriter in every song somewhere, encapsulated in the songs. But the songs I've been writing this year because of lockdown have been probably more reflective, about my life, or about things I've seen, people that I know, whereas a lot of the songs in the past have been from travel experience. So it's kind of changed the dynamic a little bit, which is not a bad thing, because I haven't delved into that before. So, I'm finding some of the songs that are coming out now are childhood memories, and I wrote a song which will be on the next album about when we were kids. We used to go karting. We didn't have Xboxes and PlayStations. So we used to push our go-karts for about, 2 kilometres up to a hill in our small country town on a Saturday afternoon, and there was a big competition just going up and down this hill all day, every day. So those kind of things are being flushed out now, which I think is really cool.
That is exciting. And I do remember doing the go-kart thing. It was great going down, but it really wasn't when you had to go all the way back up again to go down again.
No, it wasn't fun. That's why you needed your mates with you, so they could help you push the go-kart back up.
Yeah, exactly. Younger brothers or sisters, that's what you needed.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that you've got your guitar there ready. Would you like to do a song for us?
I'll do a song, yeah, absolutely. Just happen to have...
Oh, you just happen to have that ready.
I don't know what it's going to sound like, because I'm just sort of into a microphone on a computer, but I'll give it a go. Why not?
Well, I will give you the room and let you have a go.
Okay, this is the first song I released off the album. It's a song called Jack, and speaking about reflective songs, this is one of those. I was 9 years old when Dad came home one night, and he said, he was all excited. He said, I've got a promotion at work. And all of us kids thought, oh, that's fantastic, Dad. Great. What does that mean? Does it mean we can go to the movies, or we can go for a holiday, a bit more money, maybe get some new clothes? I don't know. And then he told us that we had to move away from our small country town, and that just floored me. So this is a childhood memory. I've named it Jack, so I don't incriminate myself, but over the last few weeks talking about this song, I've given it away. So anyway, this one's called Jack. Jack was only 9 when he left his town, dragged along by his father's change of mind. Did not want to leave his life or his good friends behind. Picking up every piece and push through, back it up for a place that was new. Did not understand the reason or rhyme. There wasn't nothing could justify leaving his home, leaving his home, leaving his home behind. Oh, don't take me now, 'cause I won't go. Don't take me now, 'cause I don't know anyone or anything in this place you wanna call my home. 'Cause I ain't calling it home. The years went by for Jack, quickly he grew to make a life shiny and new. The memory of the place he called home, well, it faded off somewhere in time. Leaving his home, leaving his home, leaving his home behind. Oh, don't take me now, 'cause I won't go. Don't take me now, 'cause I don't know anyone or anything in this place you wanna call my home. 'Cause I ain't calling it home. Ain't no place special to me, ain't no town I'd rather be. Not my choice to leave it behind. Maybe one day, maybe one day, maybe someday I'll return. Oh, don't take me now, 'cause I won't go. Don't take me now, 'cause I don't know anyone or anything in this place you wanna call. Oh, don't take me now to some new place where I don't know one single face, anything or anyone. My home's my home. I'm not done. I'm not done. My home's my home, and I'm not done. My home's my home, and I'm not done. My home's my home, and I ain't done. That's Jack.
Jack, what a great song. Thank you so much for doing that for us. While we're on the topic of music, can people still buy your previous albums, and where can they buy your current album?
Well, they can download it off iTunes, or they can just jump onto my website, which is brendonmcm.com. And if they want a hard copy, they can just order it through the website using PayPal or credit card or whatever, and I'll just post it out to them. They can stream their music. So all of the music's available, all 5 albums, if they choose to purchase or listen. So yeah, they can.
Wonderful. So, and Facebook, where can they see you when you normally have albums? Where's the best place to check when you normally have albums? When you normally have gigs, where's the best place to check for that?
Both the website and I advertise them on Facebook. So Facebook is Brendon McMahon Music.
Yes.
So they can go there. But at the moment, we haven't got much in the way of gigs in Victoria. So
No.
it's starting to get there. It's starting to ease up.
It is. Slowly you'll get into it, and hopefully we can, soon get you guys to see some live music. Very soon. Are you going to
do my first act next Monday night? So it's only 20 people allowed in the venue, and you've got to sit down, you can't dance, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to see a guy who plays on my albums, a guy called Sam C. He's a wonderful guy and a wonderful guitarist. So I'm going to see him with Fields, C, and Mason. So it'll be pretty cool.
Wow, that is, you won't know what to think sitting there with live music. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be able to tap my foot and tap on the table, but that's about it.
Yes, I have been out a few times, and you get your drink, you sit down. Strange, because you're not used to just sitting. It's really strange.
It's funny. I had a mate of mine who also records with me who said he doesn't mind it because he started in the easing of the last lockdown, which was about 4 months ago. He did a couple of gigs where people weren't allowed to get up and dance. So they played music and people just sat and listened. And he said it was a really good experience because normally people get up and dance and they don't take so much notice of the music. But when everybody was forced to sit down, they just watched and listened and enjoyed the music. So he said it was a good experience.
That would be really interesting, actually, because you're right. People do chat. People do get sidetracked. You go to get your drink and then you wander along and you meet somebody or see someone you haven't seen for a while, and you miss parts of it. So that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it like that. It'd be very interesting. Now, are you anything that you want to do first thing when you get out of lockdown? What's the most exciting thing you've been waiting to do?
Look, as I said earlier, we spend a bit of time in Bateman's Bay, so I'm really keen to get to Bateman's Bay near the beach. That's the most exciting thing about being out of lockdown.
Yeah.
And gigs, of course.
Yeah.
Gigs will be great, as they start coming in. I've been doing a lot of Facebook Live stuff, and I've got to tell you, I've got to be honest, it's not much fun singing into an iPhone. It's not that exciting because you don't get a reaction from the crowd. You don't know whether people are enjoying it, tapping their feet, dancing. You're just looking at yourself in an iPhone. It's not that exciting.
Talking to yourself, singing and talking to yourself. It'd feel like you're just recording a song, writing a song idea.
Exactly. So real people at a gig is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, clapping. That'll be a strange new thing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll be clapping. Hopefully they'll be clapping.
I'm sure that there will be. Troy has another question for you. You said before COVID, were you affected by the bushfires?
Not where we are. No, we live in the Dandenong Ranges, and it is fire prone, no doubt about it. But we live on the southern side of the mountains, so it's wet here most of the year, and it doesn't really dry out like the other side of the mountains. So no, we didn't get affected here by them.
That was lucky, very lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah, because there were a lot of people affected, and it was just it's been one of those years. We're going to put it away in a few months and forget about it.
Yeah, you need a sleeping through 2020 and straight 2021.
We do. We just need to have a nap. Again, people that want to buy your album, they can do so on your website. Do you said that you've got some new singles planned. Are you planning on any of those before the end of the year? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to bring one out in hopefully the end of November. And then over Christmas have a bit of a break and probably bring out another single in February. So, next year will be a busy year for me. I've got a lot of music to release. So I would imagine I'll have half a dozen singles out next year.
Wow. Gosh, You're not going to stop. You're not going to stop.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Look, I've got the next 3 or 4 years of music already written, and that's without writing anything else. So it's been a really busy period. You know, what's held me up mainly is obviously COVID, because I haven't been able to go into the studio. But I'm just going to release and try and get the name out there, try and get the music out there, and see whether people enjoy the music. Hopefully they do.
Oh, I think they will. It's a great album. It sort of it crosses along different genres at different times as well. It's a really interesting and good album, and I think people are loving that new music is coming out. Even when they're in lockdown, out of lockdown, this year has been a great year for music to be released, because everyone's had time to listen.
Yes.
and
right. You know, a lot of people record in their own studios now, so you know, technology is good, and it's getting quite easy to record in your own studio. So
I think it's changed a lot about this industry. I think it's made it more accessible for a lot of people, and I think it will change how we do things from now on, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's made it more affordable, because if you go into a studio, it costs you, I don't know, anywhere from $150 an hour. If you can do a lot of the grunt work at home and just go in for the necessity stuff in a studio, then you can save yourself some money, and it makes it easy for music to put music out. So
absolutely. Do you have any merchandise or anything available as well as albums?
No, I've never gone down the merch path, because I just feel weird about putting my own name on something. And
an album.
Album's different, but I'm not a hat or a T-shirt. I'd feel weird trying to sell a T-shirt or a hat with my own name on it. But maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
Who knows? People, tell us what you think. Do you like the ability to get merch? Do you prefer to get the album? What do you prefer? Let us know. Troy said that his playlist keeps getting longer. Every time, we always encourage people to not just purchase the music and stream it and request it on radio, but add it to their playlist so that, it grows throughout the music world. And so people have started to do that. So thank you, Troy. It's fantastic. Thank you again for taking the time to sing for us tonight and talk to us about your album. The album, again, is No Rush Today, and you can get it on Brendon's website, on all the music platforms. So please check his Facebook out and have a listen if you haven't already. And thank you so much for joining us, Brendon. It's been great having you.
Absolute pleasure and fun.
And fun, it has. And I really love your studio. And one day when everyone's out of lockdown, I want to come and have a look. It's great.
Absolutely. This is the best part of it, though. The rest is exciting.
I just love that you've hung the pictures on the pieces of wood. I think that is an excellent idea.
Well, the reason for that is on the last album, we actually did a film clip in here. When we had to get together, we did a film clip here, and the backdrop was here. So this was all kind of set up for the film clip, and I've never really changed it. So because it serves a purpose, it looks cool, it deadens sound, so it serves several purposes.
It does. And the giraffe tops it off.
You can't see the zebra. There's a zebra down here too. Give us 1 second. Just
he's going to move.
Go.
Oh wow.
There's a zebra.
He keeps the giraffe company.
He does, and also because we've been in lockdown, I've got this fella here too.
Mask on. You've still got to have the mask, so he can't take that off just yet.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see what you do next year. I'm looking forward to new music, and I'm loving what you've got out so far. So keep it coming.
Thank you very much. Fun.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next Monday. I think I have Natalie Pearson joining me next Monday, so I'll pop that up soon and we can have a chat. I'll talk to you later. Bye.